Sorry for the inconvenience today, but hey, my wife took my daughter to get her hair braided, and me and my 5 year old stayed at home today. So, and I had no clue how to go live. So, she gonna have to show me. I had no earthly idea what to do and how to do it. But for the most part, listen, I ain't been able to listen to no sports talk show today. I promise you, I ain't turned the radio. I ain't turned the damn radio on. Period today. I just ain't did it. I ain't. I ain't even want to hear it. I already knew they were gonna tell us the dynasty is over and we finished and we can't get in the playoffs and you know it one thing about it, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, the Alabama nation, we got to realize this right here. Um, Other teams have got a lot better, and we done went through a lot the last probably about 7 years. You know, we got several coaching changes and lost a lot of guys to the NFL, missed on some few people. We've maybe up and down on the coaching hires. I don't know. You know, hey, I can't question Coach Saban what he's doing. He done won 5 or 6 national championships. What am I questioning for? You know, it's okay. You know, we lost the football game. So hey, you know, I don't know what these people expect. You know, for the most part, man. You know, Alabama fans have lost their damn mind. You know, I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know, I've heard them go from um, fire Coach Saban to um, complaining and worrying about the defense, and which I understand, but to talk about fire Coach Saban and panicking, man, that's a little bit too much, man. You know, I I think, man, you need to sit back and and watch and enjoy the season, man. I talked about it all year long, man. We were gonna, you know, be a young football team, and hey, we're a young football team. You know, we lost a lot. We like I told you, guys that we thought was gonna start. Them guys got injured, and you had to bring in some more guys and get them guys ready that you really didn't expect to play. And you got a defensive coordinator. They talking about firing him, and you know what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it. You, you know, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. But for the most part, I don't know if this fine bum or somebody talking trash, however it may be. Well, hey, Alabama team, fans, you're right. It's probably going to be a train wreck, you know. But for the most part, Alabama fans, they might well doggone. I don't even know. Stop damn panicking. You you worry too doggone much. Hey, LSU. I told y'all several weeks ago that LSU was going to be a problem. I didn't expect for them to come in there and beat Alabama, but hey, they did it. They beat us. Stop crying. Might well move on. Take it like a man. They beat us. We talk trash 24/7 when we whooping tail, left and right. And for the most part, uh, we got to deal with it. LSU waited 9 years to get this victory. And hey, I'm glad for them. I hope they get a few more. I mean, what I'm talking about, meaning, the regular season, because to be honest with you, I told y'all a couple of days ago that Alabama still was going to be in the playoff. And I'm a firm believer in that, I'm not worried about Minnesota, Oklahoma, Oregon. I'm not worried about all them teams. Alabama showed the country the other night, they lost true enough, but they came back, they made a game out of it. And people will want to see a part two of that right there, and I don't see why, people are, I do see why, you got haters out here when it comes to Alabama. It is what it is, the way we done dominated college football over the last 9, 10, 11, 12 years, how you want to say it, people sick of Alabama, and I understand it, I understand why y'all sick of us, but hey, what can you do and what can you say? Roll Tide Rich. But for the most part, Alabama's not going nowhere. We can do all the complaining, y'all can do all the hate, you can do what you want to do, but Alabama's not going anywhere. Right now LSU is the best team in college football. Hands down. They proved it Saturday night. I thought Alabama all along was probably the number one or number two, but LSU proved right now that they the best team in college football. I don't care about no Ohio State and what they're saying about Ohio State. You know, Ohio State is a good football team. Don't get me wrong, but Ohio State is not going to beat LSU or Alabama or Clemson. I don't think on a neutral field. Let's see. One thing about it is those three teams they're gonna stop. They're gonna make Ohio State throw the football. They're gonna make them throw the football, and Ohio State is not gonna be able to throw the football on a lot of these teams that I'm talking about, especially not Alabama, Clemson, and LSU. No, they can talk trash all they want to about Alabama defense. You know, hey, I thought it was going to be a little bit of high scoring game, but I didn't expect LSU to come in there and put up 45 points. Jesus Christ, I did. Man, they done ruined my doggone week. I promise you. But hey, I got to tough it out. You know, we'll see them again. I promise you we will. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, committed and already showed. No matter what the haters say, they like Alabama. You hear me? Alabama gonna earn a spot. The worst thing Alabama can get right now is they can get the worst thing Alabama need right now is Georgia beating LSU in the SEC championship game. But as I hate to say it, Alabama needs to pull for LSU all the way out. They need to pull for LSU. Hope LSU win the SEC championship game, and Alabama just hold pace. They'll be in the Final Four. You know, they'll get in for Oregon. I'm not worried about Georgia once LSU beat them. They'll get in for Oklahoma. I'm not worried about Baylor, Minnesota, none of that. What the committee want to see and what you would give college football is you will give them the playoff that they really need to see. You match Alabama and Ohio State in one bowl, and you match Clemson and LSU in your next bowl. And you get the national championship. You get your national championship out of those 4 teams right there. You know, nobody else you're going to tell me that's in college football, nobody outside of those 4 teams can beat either one of those teams right now. There's no way. You know, and matter of fact, give me a call here at the Tidal Wave, Jerome with Jerome from Birmingham, 405-508-0762. Let's talk a little football. You know, I'd rather do this than to tweet with y'all. That's the purpose of this right here. I'd rather just sit back and try to take some calls and laugh and talk some foolishness, you know, and make light out of it. But at the same time, it is what it is. We lost. I don't worry about it. I'm over with now. I'm pissed, but I'm over with it. What can I say? You know, but right now, LSU, if Alabama can't do it, I don't think Clemson, I don't think Ohio State right now can beat LSU. I'm just gonna say it is what it is, you know. Alabama too strong. I mean, LSU is too strong right now. Excuse me. And they playing good football. They ain't got to play the best of defense, but one thing about it, that offense is just hard right now to beat. It's hard right now to beat. So the thing about it is, you know, what can we say? You know, we got somebody calling in. Let's see who we got calling in. What's going on?
Dr. J.
What's up, my man?
Hey, man. Can we send Fred from Plano a link? He just texted me, and I had to hire. You know me, Mr. Low Tech. It took me 45 minutes to find the show last week.
Well,
I don't even think I know how to spell it right. It's TIDE, then capital AL.
Wave.
And then Wave, right?
Yes.
Darlene, can you text that or tweet that to Fred, maybe?
Yeah, because you asking me, my man.
He's trying to call, and I know crazy ass Daryl's in there. Did you see his new name? He's Fine Bomb Jerome.
Yeah, I
from Sling Blade.
Yeah, I see, man. He with that food. I noticed that a few minutes ago.
You know it's him, right? There ain't nobody crazier than him, right?
Well, you know, I know who it is. He brings it, man. I like it when he come here with that damn foolishness, man. But listen, Rich.
Dude, I'm miserable, man. I'm still miserable, Jerome.
Well, listen
on Saban and Golding.
Well, listen to me, my man. You know, you're miserable. I understand where you're coming from, but you got to understand this too, Rick. Alabama is not the only team in the country right now, man, that has talent. You know, and right. LSU built for this game. They was anticipating this game. They was ready for this game, and LSU came in. The one thing about LSU, man, they brought it to Alabama for 4 quarters, man, up until the game says the clock was zero,
Right.
and Alabama made, we can make excuses and blame it on what you want to blame it on, man, but for the most part, man, all the miscues in the first half, man, it killed us.
Right.
That offense was just
absolutely.
it wasn't in sync. The coaching wasn't in sync, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna blame one or the other, man. Sometimes you just have to sit back, man, and understand what Alabama, man. We measuring ourselves, from the past Alabama team. We don't have anybody else to measure ourselves out.
Right.
And
Right. But what I'm saying is putting kids in the right position. I mean, Diggs had that big interception in the first quarter, and we got 12 guys on the field. I mean, that's not the kid's fault. That's the position coach's fault.
Well, I agree with you, man.
An awful lot of that, Jerome, that just really has been bugging me.
Well, I agree with a lot of that, my man. But it all works with one. It all works in one, man. They're not on the same page for whatever reason.
Right.
And the thing about it is, man, we still dealing once again with youth and inexperience, man. You got youth and inexperience on the team, and you got it in the coaching, man. So it's taking a lot longer, man. You talented enough to beat a lot of the programs you play, man. But when it comes to teams like LSU, man, Clemson, possibly Georgia, man, you gotta not only play to a certain level, man, but you gotta coach to a certain level, man. In the last 2 games, it hadn't happened for Alabama, man. So
Jerome, do you have a clear explanation on the Randy Moss's son down at the 1-yard line at the end of the first half? That whole ruling by the referee, I still don't even get it.
Well,
he's out of bounds, but they said that Diggs pushed him out of bounds. Well, if Diggs pushed him out of bounds while the ball was in the air, wouldn't that be pass interference?
Well, you know what, man?
I'm like totally confused on that whole call.
Well, you know what, man? It wasn't only that call, man. I know I tweeted out something about they was cheating. I wasn't going to that extent with it, but for the most part, man, Alabama just wasn't getting the calls the first half neither. So. Right. And it's not only in the Alabama game, man. The SEC, especially the referee, we've been getting that all year long. It's just, we've got our share of the calls, man.
What do you think, man? Is the game, are these kids too big, fast? What's the problem, in your opinion?
Well,
how do you fix this?
Well, the fix it is, man, you kind of free it up, man. Let them guys play football. You're too strict with the calls you're trying to call, man. It's okay, like the face mask with Waddle. How in the world did you miss that? Okay. And I'm gonna tell you something.
They almost broke his neck.
Well, only reason why that face mask wasn't called, man, because when he let it go, I think the referees instantly saw the wide open space, man, that he had, and that was a game changer, not only for Alabama but for the referees. So you don't make the call, see what happened, man. Just gamble with it. And they made the gamble, and Waddle broke it, man. So, well, for the most part, man, the thing about it, we can't make excuses, man. We can't complain. It is what it is. LSU is a damn good football team, man.
Absolutely. And the kid's going Heisman, man. He took a ton of shots again yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Saturday. I mean,
he's by far, man, top 2, top 3 pick, man. I don't know who the coordinator they done brought in, man, but. I heard today, I guess he got a raise or he gonna sign a big contract, but hey, he have made doggone.
He came from that Sean Payton.
Well, Rich,
I asked you that when you and Fred had a conversation on your very first show. I had asked Fred about him because I had known they got him. And you bring these NFL schemes in, and that's just tough, man. It's a big upgrade to what they were.
Well, the thing about it is, man, when the LSU brought him in, man, they brought in, like I say all the time, an identity. They brought in an offensive coordinator. They was able to open it up, give Burrows opportunity to throw the football, make plays, get them athletes on the side of the ball, on the outside, man, opportunity. Same thing Alabama doing, man, with just different type athletes, But you got to respect the fact that it's LSU. You know, Alabama can't take nothing away from that. You know, LSU came, they beat us, man. They beat us in Tuscaloosa. Crap, we done beat them at LSU. You know, it's been 9 years. You know, let them talk trash. We can't say nothing. They beat us.
Which reminds me, I want to get off the phone. Do you have call waiting or anything? Do you know if Fred's trying to call you?
I probably would.
We got to take our ass whooping. Fred's calling.
Well, you know what, man? I understand. I'm a big boy. I can deal with it, man. I talk a lot of trash, man. But for the most part, I don't get personal with it. Bring it. You know, I took her ass whooping. Bottom line, you know, what can I say?
Jason and
oh yeah.
Hey, yeah, we deserve it, right? We give it out. If you dish it out, you got to take it, right?
Well, the one thing about it is, Rich, Alabama fans better get used to one thing, my man. If LSU get a quarterback that can go behind Burrows and they can kind of keep this train rolling, Georgia get a doggone quarterback in play. Florida get a quarterback in play. Auburn get a quarterback and coach in play. You know, Texas A&M get all Texas A&M needs is a quarterback, my man. I'm telling you, if they get a quarterback that can play on the same level with Alabama and Clemson and LSU bring to the table, they're gonna be just as dangerous. So the window Alabama has now to win a national championship, man, it done pretty much closed. They got more teams now as capable of beating them on a neutral field at any given time because of the talent. The difference is quarterback play, and Clemson and LSU, these teams have it.
What Justin Fields did for Ohio State. I mean, if he's not there, right?
Well, if Justin,
he's having a great year.
Well, he fits right into their scheme, man. Look at their past quarterbacks. That's just what they do. You know, the thing about Ohio State is, man, when it comes to LSU, Alabama, Clemson, you know, can he throw the ball in that small window, man? You know, he got to hit them routes. He got to hit them guys on point. He's got to show that arm, show us he able to throw the football. That's how you're going to be able to beat Ohio State. So you're going to be able to stop that run with them. You know, I don't know if Alabama just going to have to outscore them, you know, man. And because, see, for whatever reason, I'm going to let you go. A lot of our defensive players, man, like Lewis disappeared last week. I'm just going to call it what it is. Lewis disappeared last week, man. And I don't even know if I saw Raquan Davis run on the field, man. I saw him one time running, man. He was loafing, but so what?
He had a sack.
Yeah, okay.
He had a sack on the sidelines. Yeah, it was a third down sack. It was pretty big.
Yeah, he had a sack.
Barmore got him out. Yeah.
That's the problem. He had a sack.
Right.
That's the problem.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, they're rushing 3, so
yeah,
they got 5 blockers against 3 runners. Do the math.
Well, you know what, man? It's gonna be a combination of this the rest of the year. I told you with Alabama, we're just gonna have to deal with it, my man. The quarterback is gonna be the key of us winning a championship. You're gonna get the ups and downs this year with Alabama football, especially on the defense side of the ball, because of the youth. But the thing about it is, we had to go through it, whether it's this year or next year. You see what I'm saying? Auburn gonna deal with it next year with a lot of guys. Clemson gonna deal with it. LSU gonna deal with it. Georgia gonna deal with it. But hey, Alabama be one step ahead of them next year. Just in quarterback play, we're gonna have to make sure we get the right guy in play.
Right. And I don't want to take up all the time because these other guys are going to call, but I got a great question for you as it relates to that. Do you think, like, there's no way that Bryce and Talia are going to stay? Do you think eventually that these kids are going to say to these coaches, look, I don't want to hear no bullshit about competing. I want to know, am I going to play as a freshman or not? Because if you can't guarantee it, I'm not signing. Do you think it's ever going to come to that? Because I do.
Well, you know what, man? The thing about it is the recruits now have a window out. So they don't mind going to they don't mind going to a pro.
3-year deal, Jerome. They're going to the pro. These big quarterbacks, it's a 3-year deal now, and they want to play.
Well, the thing
listening to this, you come here and compete.
Well, the thing about it is, you know, what I think is going to happen in Tuscaloosa, man. I think, you know, Bryce is going to come in, man. He's going to compete, you know, Talia. A lot of people thinking Mac Jones. I don't. That's just me. I think Mac Jones may, if you want to ride it out, but I don't think he's going to be your starting quarterback. I think you're going to get a combination of Talia and Bryce Young, you know, during the season.
Talia stays. I don't think he Jesus, I'm telling you.
Well,
The other one doesn't come. The other one's going to say, I don't want to hear this about competing. Am I going to play, yes or no? And I think Nick's the kind of coach that will stand up to him and say no. But I think these other coaches will be so desperate that they're going to start guaranteeing these kids yes.
Well, if you get guess what? That'll be a game changer. And then you're gonna hurt yourself because the first time you guarantee a guy you gonna do it, and you don't do it, and the word get out, then it's ruined for you. So the best.
Jerome, the trend is these kids that are competing like Fields and not winning the job are just transferring anyway.
Well,
and they're getting a free transfer. So
you got to understand.
I understand what you're saying from the old school standpoint, that the coach has to tell them they have to compete for the job. You can't give somebody something. I'm telling you, this new kid, I think in his mind, that's the way he's going to look at recruiting now.
Well, he's not the only one, so you can't do nothing but hope he come in, my man, and compete for the job. If he win it, he stay. If he don't, hope he got a
transfers. Many trans. That's what I'm saying. That's what they're doing.
Well,
I don't see Bryce and Talia on the team next year. I really don't.
Well, I can see him on the team. I can see him on the team for 1 year together. I can see him on the team for 1 year till it pans out to see who the starting quarterback gonna be. I can see it lasting an entire year, but I can also see it at the beginning of the next year. One of them make a decision to leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong, man. I'm just saying that's the way I see it going with these kids.
Well, you know what, man? The thing about it is, all they've done is just.
Only 3 years, man. They all think they're getting the Sunday. They're only coming to these AAA franchises to get the Sunday, and I just don't see their mindsets as sitting anymore. Where am I going to play to do my 3 to get to the league? That's what you're going to get.
Well, you know what? The funny thing is, man.
Rotational positions now. The rotational positions like running backs and stuff like that, I think they'll be fine competing and staying. But I think quarterback, because everybody needs one, I think that's going to be the new. And with LSU, with this kid graduating, what a perfect transfer destination for a kid like Talia.
Well, you know what? I didn't want to say that, man, but I remember we talked over the summer about that, and I told you that LSU was a big and play with him, and that'll be a home run hit for a school like LSU to get anybody.
Well, because again, in my opinion, this new kid now, he wants to do his 3 and get to the league. If you can understand what that means, you know what I mean? Their mindset that this is a stepping stone to get paid.
Well,
this is a stepping stone to the NFL, and that's what they want. That's what's in their mind. And I just hope I'm wrong.
Well, you know what? I can agree with you, man, on that. I can definitely agree with you on that. But I also say this right here. If the NCAA to open it up for these guys to make money off of their likeness, man, one thing is going to happen. A lot of these guys.
For years, though, bro. That's not going to happen for years.
Well, it probably not going to happen for years, man. And you're probably right about that. But
I'm talking about next year. I'm talking about next year and moving forward.
Well, you know what? Speaking of next year, I'm going to tell you like this. All he probably is going to get from Alabama and Coach Saban, man, is the opportunity to come in and compete for the job.
Absolutely.
You either win it.
I think there's many other coaches that will bend to this. They're so desperate for these kind of kids, and they'll say, yeah. I'll tell you, that kid from Houston's a hell of a transfer. The kid that sat out.
Yeah. You know what?
His name's King. He's another one that could go to LSU, especially with this Brady guy.
Yeah.
Especially how he, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. I don't disagree at all.
Hey, these kids don't want to hear. I'm telling you, they're not going to want to hear. I'll give you a chance to compete. They're going to want to hear, am I going to play? But if I'm not going to play, this other guy's offering me playing time immediately.
Well, you know what? The thing about it is, man, Alabama, Clemson, LSU, Georgia, Ohio State, they're going to have to deal with that issue, man. It's not going to go away with those programs because of the fact that it's competition. And right. One thing about it, man, you can't please everybody. You can't satisfy everybody, man. You either going to win a damn position, man, ride with the team, or move on, go on the way you're going, because either we play you, we're going to beat you. If not, you're going to beat us. Bottom line is we can't control it. The best man wins out, period.
Right. And I understand. That's old school thinking. Absolutely. And that's the way you have to play it.
Well, that's the only way you can.
People that break ranks.
Well, that's the only way you can play it, Rich, because if you play it any other kind of way, man, you're gonna cause doggone you're gonna break up the chemistry of your team.
Rotational positions, the other ones. This is one that you don't rotate this position.
Well,
that's what I'm saying, man.
Well, the best thing is, man, you do what Alabama, LSU, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State doing. They recruiting at such a high level, man, to where they have so much talent to where if somebody decides to transfer, get mad for whatever reason, man, you try to keep them, hold on to them. If they don't want to be there, okay, move on by. You know, the next man up. And those programs right now, man, they doing that, and they doing it to such a high level, man, to where that's why I tell you at the end of the year, you're going to see Alabama, Ohio State matchup. You're going to see Clemson and LSU matchup in the playoffs, and those 4 teams are going to play for your national championship.
I hope you're right, man, but I'm focused on Auburn right now.
Man, listen to me, man.
I ain't ready to talk playoff scenarios.
Well, you know what?
I'm interested in beating Auburn.
Well, we all different, man, and I'm gonna tell you like this right here, man. If you worried about Auburn beating Alabama, man, based on what LSU did, man, that's kind of crazy. Auburn can't beat Alabama. You hear me?
You told me LSU couldn't beat it.
Well, guess what? I also told you LSU was gonna be an issue too.
Auburn's got the players too, man.
Man, listen to me, man. I can't talk you off a ledge if you thinking Auburn can beat Alabama. You know, that's wishful thinking. You know, and nothing they're gonna prove them. Nothing Bo Nixon showed me that makes me believe that LSU, Auburn. I don't care where we playing them, man. They gonna have a hard time beating Georgia. You hear me? They're gonna have a hard time being Georgia. Auburn is gonna be a 4-loss team this year, man. Bottom line, and it's simply because, man, their biggest issue been all year long is Gus and his play calling and quarterback play. If they'd had the right quarterback and back there, man, playing ball behind those athletes, then the opportunity, I say, have been a little bit better. They'd be a dangerous football team. But right now, because they're not getting real good quarterback play, I'm not worried about Auburn. Period. You know, I think Alabama can take Mac Jones down there, man, and just play good, solid football and can beat Auburn.
Okay, I hope so. I'm gonna take your word for it. All right, Dr. J.
All right, appreciate you calling, Rick.
Me off the long ledge. All right, let somebody else get in. All right, thanks for the roll time.
Yeah, man. You know, I know everybody's on the defense this year, man. I just knew the defense was gonna be. I knew they was gonna be young and inexperienced, man, but I was gonna ride with them. I knew, you know, we positive. Now I'm a diehard fan. Let's get this right now. I'm the worst when it comes to Alabama football. I'm gonna talk trash. It's just bottom line. It is what it is. You know, you can like it or not like it, whatever it may be, and you get your opportunity to stomp on me when games like this happen, man. It is what it is because I deserve it. I talk a lot of trash, but for the most part, you know, Alabama's been doing this for 12, 13 years now, and you know, and when LSU and LSU fans get on us, you know, the Alabama nation just sit back and they just jump off the ledge and, man, please let them have their day. Hey, what can we say? They beat us. They're a good football team. I don't care. They beat 4 top 10 teams. It is what it is. No, we've done it before. We're gonna do it again. It's their time right now. We done dealt with this before. We done played this scenario before. Let it play out. You know, we just can't talk trash right now. For what? We can't do that right now. The key to Alabama right now is where we land tomorrow in the college football playoff polls. And I think we're going to be number 4, possibly number 5. I say 4 or 5. You know, a lot of people talking about falling down to 6 or 7 or 8. No, Bama ain't gonna fall that far. No, I think they're gonna fall down to probably 4 or 5, and I just think Georgia, like I said, Georgia is the team that Alabama don't want to win the SEC right now, because if Georgia wins the SEC, it's Georgia and LSU getting in the playoff. If LSU wins the SEC, it's LSU and Alabama getting in the playoff. You know, I don't think Oregon got enough to get in. I don't care about the Pac-12, man. Get them clowns out the way. They ain't finna win on that championship, Oregon, and the committee know it. You know, Minnesota, kudos to your season, man, but you ain't did nothing. Get out the way too. You know, Penn State, please. You know, who else y'all got up there? Oklahoma, please. Jalen, good season. Kudos to you, man. But you move on about the way too right now. We ain't got time to deal with you. And nobody else behind those right now. Baylor, please get out of here. We don't want to hear that. That's it. So it ain't nobody else but Alabama, LSU, Ohio State, and Clemson. You put those four in a playoff scenario, make your money, get your ratings, hype those 4 games up, and get your national championship. Whoever win that national championship out that bunch right there, gonna earn it. I promise you that. They're gonna earn it. They're gonna earn every bit of it. And and for these guys to be talking about fire coach Saban, I'm like, man, what's going on, man? I'm like, Alabama Nation, man. I'm talking about like, man, wow. Y'all lose 1 game, man. I don't care what they say about the last 2 games. We ain't look good. So what? So what? 2 games. Shoot. Y'all ain't look good in y'all last 19. Y'all want to talk about our last 2. You know, I don't give a crap about that. I don't give a crap about like the curve. I don't give a crap about that foolishness. But for the most part, you know, Alabama's not going nowhere. You know, and the team being number 4 right now in the AP poll that came out yesterday told me a lot. You know, I figured then that Alabama was going to gain the respect. They gained the respect. And I figured Alabama was going to be a top 4 team. It's right, though. It's no other teams right now in the country right now better than, like I said, once again, Clemson, Alabama, LSU, and Ohio State. It's no teams in the country better than those 4 teams right now. You know, what can we say? You know, we can push Oregon and we can push Baylor, we can push Oklahoma, we can push Michigan. None of those teams right now, they would get absolutely blown out in a semifinals game against any of the top 4 teams. They would get completely blown out. Georgia probably will be your only team that can stand a chance in that match right there. No other team could. No other team in college football, I don't care what they say about Florida, they defense, no. Florida can't do it. No other team outside of Georgia, and you can say it's a fire-raised team, no other team outside of Georgia can match up with the top 4 teams in the country right now. No other teams. So it's all right, you know, to keep pushing these teams. And, you know, and I know the Alabama haters out there, like I told y'all, it's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. You know, Alabama they've been hating on us, man. I'm telling you, since 08, and since 08, we done still dominated college football. So the fact of the matter is, you know, Alabama Nation jumping off the ledge over this game, you know, chill. We good, you know. I heard them talking about the dynasty over. Man, please. Been listening to this crap, man, talking about dynasty over. They even slap some damn duct tape on their mouth every time somebody say the damn dinosaur over, man. Nobody want to hear that, man. You know, dinosaur over with when we say it's over with, you know. We don't give a crap what y'all talk or how they say it, you know. But for the most part right now, you know, Alabama fans, they hate to see LSU, you know, doing their thing, but hey, I respect it, much respect to it. I can't do nothing but respect it. What can I say? You know, but just to realize though, man, you know, the people are so upset that the fact that we lost and the defense are not doing this and right here, man. What do y'all expect? That's what I understand. You know, we need to focus on the Mississippi States. I don't know who else, but in between the Mississippi State and Auburn, focus on winning these next 3 games. And you know, I'm not opposed to the fact that Tua's sitting out the next couple of games. Sure, I'm not worried about Mississippi State and whoever else we play after that. We don't need Tua. Possibly can play Auburn without Tua. He needs to sit out and watch the playoffs. They get in the playoffs and he's ready to go. Sit him down. Don't jeopardize his money. You know, I'm quite sure his parents is. I don't have to say that on the radio. I'm quite sure his parents know. You know, they're not going to jeopardize his money. That's probably the decision Tua wanted to do, be there with his team. But for the most part, you know, we just got to finish out the season, like Coach Saban said, and you know, and just win out and don't. It's all about now. What the coaching is going to come in. Can you keep this team up? Can you keep them motivated? Can you keep them hungry? Can you keep them fired up? You know, they lost, but surely they know we done been through this before. You know, and we just got to fight. You know, and And I probably don't talk so much. Once again, it's 205-508-0762, But for the most part, it's gonna be a dogfight from here on out playing because, like I said, we had to do it. You sell to the next guys. Come on in, you got playing time. Come on in, and play, and we just got to go through the growing pains. We done lost a lot of guys last. Wow, I'm talking about the NFL is full right now of Alabama players. We done lost a lot of guys to the NFL, and the thing about it is we got to understand that we're not the only program right now that's getting talent. We're just not. A lot of these programs, man, they getting talent and they coaching them up real good and they competing for these natties and the thing about it is, we gotta stay true to Alabama, just keep playing football. I see Fred. What Fred talking about? I always talking about Alabama. Hey Fred, you the best, man. What can I say? Him and Ridge, Darrell, James Brown. I'm probably missing some of y'all, but for the most part, man, hey, we're gonna be all right, man. Alabama Nation, we we got to roll with the punches. Like I said earlier, you can't measure this defense by the past defenses with Alabama. We had a run of some of the best. The best played down, and we're gonna have some more down the road. Right now, we just gotta get them back up the park. Get the stable full again. It's empty right now. It is what it is. We trying to hold on and win the championship with what we got. We know the key, like I said, is Tua. And I tell you what, I would love to see that LSU Alabama rematch. Neutral game, Alabama start fast. I bet you if a rematch happens, this is how it plays out. If a rematch happens, I can see LSU starting slow the next time, Alabama starting fast, and the game get out of hand for LSU quick like it did for Alabama. This first pass this time here. But I tell you what, if Alabama can play Ohio State and beat Ohio State, and LSU can play Clemson, now that'll be a good football game, LSU and Clemson. I tell you, that'll be a good football game. Wow. Um, who we got, my man? Who we got?
From.
What's going on?
Is this the one and only incredible Jerome from Birmingham?
What happened to my man, Fred?
My man, I just wanted to call and see if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about this LSU game. How about that?
Hey, man, listen, I don't have no choice but to talk about it. It is what it is.
Well, I tell you what, I want to give you credit because on Saturday, first of all, you were already up, giving your thoughts on the game. You didn't let any time go by, and then to get up and to be on live today, I just congratulate you, tip your hat, and all I want to know is what can we do to get the APB out from what's your friend's name? We haven't heard from him in a while. Is that Bobby?
Oh, Bobby done disappeared on us, man. I hope he all right health wise, man. But for the most part, yeah, Bobby taking these losses hard, man.
He does take them hard. Bobby, if you're out there listening, I know you're out there somewhere listening. You might be in witness protection, but I know you're listening. We love you and we miss you, man. Come on back. Hey, listen. First of all, I have to say, and I didn't say this when I talked to Paul on the show today, even though I did talk about it on Twitter, which is that Tua played his tail off, especially for not being 100%, and that whole squad never gave up. They kept fighting all the way to the end. They got down to 6 points, 5 points, and every time it did, LSU was able to put something together offensively because I tell you what, everybody has heard the name Joe Burrow across the country, but I want to ask you a question. Do you think that people had missed out on Clyde Edwards-Helaire and what he brings to that offense? Because he moved the chains on some critical downs throughout the game.
Well, you know what, man? Kudos to both running backs, man. First of all, because I tell you what, Nigel had a good game, man. But, man, that kid there, man, he came in, man, and he just simply toted the rock, man. He made play after play after play after play, and it goes in contrast, man, with they just came. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you what, Fred. To me, it reminds me of Rocky Balboa, Apollo, man. Rocky Balboa and what's his name, Creed. Rocket. Rocket was fighting for everything, my man. Yeah, Creed, but Rocky at them fights, man, he was fighting for everything, man. Pride and he was just throwing. Even though it's fake, however you want to call it, man, but he was fighting, man. He was fighting for everything, family, reputation, money. If he lost that doggone match, man, it would have been just the end. It'd been defeated, man. But to say LSU, the thing about it, man, LSU just couldn't lose that football game Saturday night, man. They had put everything into it. Coaching, players, they prepared for that game, man. And the thing about it is, you talking about Alabama didn't give up to the end. Ed and LSU and Burroughs, man, they didn't take their foot off the gas to the end, man. They knew better. They knew what Alabama brought to the table, man. They knew how quick Alabama could score. So they knew they had to continue to score. Now, I thought we had a little hope, especially in the third quarter when LSU didn't put up any points. Alabama put up a few points. I thought, the opportunity there was for Alabama to just, to make a play, win the ball game, and just come out with a hard victory. But I tell you, LSU, man, they just kept bringing it, and kudos to them, man. Hey, they came to fight.
I'll tell you what, you just gave, I think, probably the best analogy, because so many of those kids, and you already know this, Jerome, are from Louisiana. Right?
Yeah.
So even a lot of the Alabama players, as was mentioned on the show, on Paul's show today, so many of those kids know each other, grew up playing against each other. And when you have that kind of familiarity, and you got that pride on the line, Coach Orgeron from Louisiana, I mean, just one of the most down-home Louisiana guys you can get. You've got the accent, the whole thing. And when you have a Heisman-winning quarterback, and you finally have a passing attack that literally is an NFL-based passing attack based on what the states do with their run-pass option, you have to win that game, because it will never be better for you if you're LSU and an LSU fan than to have that team this year, especially one where, truth be told, Alabama doesn't have a defense that's a world beater. And I want to be real clear on what I'm talking about. In the past, Alabama and LSU have been able to win games with field goal 9-6. Nobody can win games that way anymore, even Alabama. And for those of you who may be dropping your jaws, may be hitting the floor, here's why I say that. The rules are not designed for anybody to win that way anymore. When you look at the NFL, you're seeing scores in the 30s. When you look in the college, you're seeing scores in the 50s and 60s, even in the 70s. And you're seeing it more frequently because the pass interference rules, opening up the field, going 5 wide. I don't care who you are. You don't have five-star cornerbacks on any team, even Alabama. And so you're going to give up points. The key, as I told you, good friend Legend, to a great defense in this era is, can you string together 2 or 3 stops in a row at critical points in a game? In other words, in the fourth quarter. And for teams that can do that, those are the teams that are great defenses today, in my opinion. And I want to get your thoughts on it, because Alabama has been long recognized as the home of the best college defense in the land.
Well, you know what, man, and afraid to add this to it, they always try to tell us what conference is the best and who's the best teams, and they try to draw a comparison. There's no comparison. The national championship caliber football you getting played right now in the SEC when it comes to Florida. I mean, LSU playing Florida, LSU playing Auburn, LSU playing Bama. You got Georgia playing Florida, Georgia playing Auburn, Bama. All these teams playing against each other. You got battle-tested teams, and the thing about it is, man, LSU, going back to LSU had so much riding on this victory, my man, when it comes to this, because you talking about recruits. You talking about you had to show the country that you can actually play on a national championship level with Alabama. Because, see, the thing about it is, if you build that team to beat Alabama, you can win a national championship. Clemson will prove that. LSU possibly going to prove it, I hope for the rematch. But for the most part right now, man, you can't take away nothing from the victory, man. Alabama defense, LSU caught us at the right time. We we can't injuries, youth, everything played out, man. LSU prepared for this. You can't take it away from them. They brought it to us, man. And Ed coached for his life, man. That would have been a devastating loss to Ed, I tell you, if he lost that football game, man. That would have been a deflating loss, man. That would have ruined y'all season, man. I think. But you know what? I think you're gonna get a rematch for the most part, Fred. But LSU, man, is not going anywhere. Alabama might well deal with it, and I see the back and forth and stuff with it, man. But I'm gonna tell you, like I told Rich, man, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and LSU. Those are the teams you should put on a bowl and in the two playoff bowls and let them go at it and get your national championship out of it.
Well, I won't disagree with that. And I know you got other callers waiting, so I'm going to give my wrap up, my wrap up final two questions. And I can't get off without talking about the mini controversy, and there may have been two. The Ed Orgeron, when he was in the locker room, what he thought was a private moment with his guys. And we started talking about, hey, this is whatever, blank, and it had a couple of words in it. And what tide, roll tide, and what did you think about what really, in all essence, was the locker room talk that he had? What were your thoughts on that? Is it big deal or no big deal?
You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you, coming from me. I know everybody got their opinion, man, but I'm gonna say it from me. It don't bother me, man, one bit, simple because LSU, man, been here for the last 8 years that they can't beat Alabama. They have lost that football game, man. Couldn't get over the hump. Ed had to get over the hump. LSU did what they had to do Saturday night, man. So whatever they said in the locker room, man, the thing about it is, man, the media makes so much out of every little thing, man, just to get a story, just to get a clickbait, however it may be. But LSU has a right to rejoice, say what they want to say how they want to say it. They won the damn football game. What can we say? Right now, man, 8 years of losing and you win on our home field, man. Rejoice. Say what you want to say. Do what you got to do. Shoot. We can't say nothing but make excuses and deal with the loss. Hey, so it don't bother me one bit. Do what you got to do.
Well, you already know we're fired up. And as I told Paul, we living between the sky and the earth and not touching dirt anywhere. That's how we feel.
Well,
one more thing, and I'm going to let you go. As it relates to the LSU, there were probably 3 or 4 members, and they went over one of the parts of the end zone where it appeared that there were some Alabama recruits, and told those recruits, hey, give us a look. Give LSU a look. What did you think about that?
Like I said, man, not surprised. It's football. It's competitive. It's you in the moment, man. Hey, I don't know if Alabama team would have did it, but for the most part, man, you knocked off the Giants. So at that time and point, man, you tend to do whatever you do, say whatever. So me, it's not a big deal with me. One thing about it, those cats are prepared to go play wherever they want to play at. If some of them decide to tilt in one way or the other, man, for the most part, man, it's gonna be Alabama, LSU. We're going to play each other. So, hey, they either going to win with each other, they're going to lose with each other, man. And, and that's just a part of football, man. And like I say, the media blow up everything just to get a story out of it.
Well, the only thing I can add to that is nothing.
Nothing.
Out of the park. And listen, man, you're one of the classiest Alabama fans, and I have been blessed. People may have their own experiences, but dealing with people like you, of course, and your missus, and Rich from Atlanta, and Miss Phyllis. I've had the opportunity to just know some fantastic Bama fans. Y'all been having the last 8 years, of course, and it feels good to have finally be able to get over the hump. But I want you to know that you guys are some of the classiest fans in the country. I don't let anybody talk about Alabama fans just based on a few nuts, because every fan base has a few nuts, and we all know that. But I wish you continued success with the show. This is a big deal what you are doing, and it is something that I wish many, many more people would get on the bandwagon for, because as we go into the final weeks of the season, if you want to know what the heck is going on in Alabama football, you're going to be listening to Jerome. Tidal Wave Jerome from Beham, and I am out, brother. I love you, man.
Hey, appreciate you, Fred. Appreciate you, Fred, my man. You have a blessed night, my man.
You too.
All right, my man. Yeah, we might well accept it, man. Like I said, LSU ain't going nowhere. LSU played a good football game, and and people want to make light of what LSU players, said to the recruits. Hey, oh well, hey, and time or more, man. I don't get that petty with it. It ain't that serious to me, man. We win the football game. I'm gonna talk my trash. We lose the football game. I'm gonna hide for a minute. I'm gonna talk my trash, but for the most part, I'm done with it. Hey, if you want to talk, when you want to go play with LSU, go play with them. Want to go play for Georgia, Clemson, go play with them. I don't care. You want to roll with the tide? Let's play some football. Let's do what we do. I'm not finna all panic because a recruit don't do this or a recruit don't do that or somebody get pissed. But most of the time, how you doing?
What's going on, Jerome? It's Derek, man.
What's up, Derek? Hold on 1 second, man. Most of the time, man, we just get tied up in the sport and just passionate of the game, just get the best of it, man. But it's just crazy. But what's up, Derek?
Man, what's going on, my boy?
Oh man, you know me, man. I'd rather be sitting here talking trash to y'all in live in person, man, than be on Twitter. So I'm sitting back enjoying talking football, man, and having fun with it. That's about it with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a shout out to Fred, man. Him had a little battle last night on
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, but it's all love. You hit me, Fred, man. Ain't no hard feeling, man. I still love you.
Oh yeah, man. It's all listen. We don't get personal with it, man. It's just football, man.
Yeah, ain't no. Yeah, you right about that. But man, I got one thing to say, man.
With that,
Pete Golden must go.
You on that train too?
Yeah, he needs to go, man. I go back to the national championship game when Saban let Laporte went and Pete Golden took over. And even with the LSU game, man, you combine both of them games, Alabama gave up almost 80 points.
Yeah, they gave up about 80 to 100 points, man. And then too, I'm gonna say this right here, man. And you are 100% right, and people make it light of, we lost the last 2 games, but I get kudos to Clemson, I get kudos to LSU, but I'm also gonna say Clemson and LSU, we caught them at the peak, and both of those 2 teams' performance when it came to Alabama, and they caught us at the right time with defenses that wasn't up to par as normal when it come to Alabama. So we wasn't playing on the same. It wasn't the same playing field. So they beat us, man. But to go back to Pete Golden, man. I don't know, man, if I'm on the train with getting rid of him, people mad at him or his coaching. I can see it being a combination of a lot of things, man. You got to understand it like this right here, man, Derek. Okay, he came in, man, with the expecting to coach Mosley, McMillan, and Jennings and Lewis linebacker, man. He came in expecting Harris and Lee to be, very good backup help and make sure these guys play and make sure they play. And he expected Ben and Kehoe and the rest of these guys to kind of just get a little bit playing time here and there. But so you wasn't able to get his 100% full coaching ability simply because he was playing checkers and not chess. He didn't have a fair deck dealt to him. You feel me? He was trying to coach up the team and slow teams down, man, with guys that he was expecting to just be a little role players this year. And them role players played up and down, man, and gave up a lot of big plays. And, they gave up a lot of big plays against damn good football team. One of them, LSU, they talented enough to beat the rest of them. I think it's a lot of different combinations, man. You can just say, people can judge one, people can judge all, but you got to look at the big picture. We measured it against the past Alabama defenses, man, and we just can't do that. And, we look at the NFL and you look all across the NFL, man. You see the Alabama players cutting up in the NFL, up and down the NFL rosters, man. Every Sunday, them guys doing some, man. A lot of them guys, man, in some situations, man, they should still be at Bama. You feel me? So we've lost a lot, man, talent-wise to the NFL. We've lost a lot, man, and recruiting misses and we lost a lot of battles to Georgia, Clemson, LSU, the guys we really could have used, and it's a combination of it all, man. And like I said earlier, we had to deal with it this year. We had to deal with it next year. LSU gonna have to deal with it. Georgia gonna have to deal with it. Auburn, they all gonna have to deal with it next year. So they fan base gonna be dealing with our fan base going with it now. You feel me?
Oh yeah, and I also heard y'all listening to Ryan today, and he said that that was my first time hearing, but he was like Nick Saban was trying to hire a new defensive coordinator for this year, but he couldn't get nobody.
Well, man,
stick with my boy Pete Golden.
Well, man, I've heard little bits and pieces of that, man, and a lot of defensive coordinators, man, they don't. You got to understand who you're coaching for, Coach Saban, and a lot of them don't want that mentality in their ear all day long, that drive, that motivation, man. That's why Alabama is winning national championships, man, because he's coaching to such a high level, man, to where he's getting the absolute best out of his coaches. And in order to get the best, you got to put the metal to the pedal. You got to be just a certain type of coach. Clemson doing the same thing. Dabo just doing it in a different way, But the thing about it is, man, it's going to be hard to get coaches to come coach there, man. And sometimes you may have to take a gamble on a guy that you think that has the chance to be a good coach down the road in the next year or two. If you can get him in, show him what to do, let him grow, get the players in, let him coach up. I think, if they get rid of him, Alabama fans, we probably want to get rid of him. But for the most part, if you kind of let him coach it out, man, and get him enough players stockpiled to coach, let him coach him up, I think he'll be all right. But it's all about if the Alabama fans want, a coach Saban, however they want to be, keep him there long.
So you think Dylan Moses gonna come back next year?
You know what, man? It's all about the money. I can see him going probably second, third round, man. And it's all about family, man. What's going on in their lives, and do you want a chance coming back and getting hurt again? Do you just want to go and get that money and hope that next contract or two? Right now, man, Alabama Nation might well just get ready to deal with what we've been dealing with it for since day one. Guys coming in, if they're good enough in 3 years, they gone. They gonna make that money. You can't be mad at them for whatever reason why they're going. And it finally just caught up to us the last couple of years. That's it. We just got to reload the stockpile, man. We empty. We running on low fuel right now. I'm from Alabama standards. We running on low fuel right now. We got to stockpile the doggone pile back, man, and get it going. You got a good nucleus of guys coming in, man, and growing and playing football. So you should be a lot strong. Next year, you should be truly strong. But right now, we just got to deal with the growing pains. And, for the most part, it's going to happen again, because if you're going to win a national championship, you're going to have to deal with LSU, Ohio State, or Clemson. So you better hope Tua is healthy and can play a good football game, because if not, you're not going to be able to slow down LSU and Clemson. You better slow Ohio State down. If you're not going to be able to slow LSU and Clemson down with your defense, you just not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we make the playoff with us not being able to go to the SEC championship, and if he be healthy throughout the regular season, the time he'll have off, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Injury in one of the regular season games.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll be okay. I think Alabama can play Mac Jones these next couple of games and let Tua rest after they heal up. I think he just need to be ready for either the Auburn game and on out, because, like I said earlier, Alabama is one of the top 4 teams in the country. I'm not worried about Georgia. They want to put Georgia ahead of us tomorrow night. That's fine. I don't think Georgia can beat LSU in the SEC championship game. I just think LSU is on a mission right now. Everything is geared. This is their year. If they don't get it done this year, it may not happen no time soon. So they on a mission right now, and I just don't think Georgia going to be able to derail them. I think it's probably 2 teams that can derail them, and that's probably Clemson and Alabama, man. If those 2 teams don't stop them, they won't be stopped.
They won't be stopped.
No, they won't be stopped.
I ain't going to hold you up. I know you probably We got some more people in.
Oh yeah, man. They might be trying to get in, man. I appreciate your call, and sometimes it get a little long, especially when we talking football. But we'll get it squared away, man. But I appreciate you calling.
Anytime, my boy. Stay up now. Roll Tide.
All right, roll tide, my man. Yeah, the thing about it is, like I said, they actually talking about the P going. I think he'll be all right, man. Like I said, he can't really coach if he playing with a half a dick. He trying to coach him up, man, and you just got to give Bama defense credit for what they've done. They've done the best they can. They've dealt with injuries, up and down the field, and cost us all year long, but they still grind. You can't complain about who they haven't played. Shoot, it ain't Alabama fault that they ain't played. Who we got here, my man?
Good afternoon or evening, whatever time it is in your part of the country, Jerome. I was trying to get in on a boner feud with that Fred dude, but he hung it up before I got on.
What's up, my sling blade? What's up, my man?
Well, I don't want to talk about football. I'd rather talk about McDonald's French fries.
What you want to talk about McDonald's? What you got to say about McDonald's French fries?
Well, they're a whole lot hotter than the Alabama Crimson Tide right now. Alabama got their dick handed to them. Did I say that on national TV?
Well, yeah, you can say what you want to say, man. It's a free word. Whether they want to hear it or not, it'll be all right.
I know, but Darla's listening, and I think I might have got her hot like a French fried potato.
We apologize, Miss Darlene. We definitely apologize.
I just wanted to comment on a few things. That Jason Hood's a good feller. Maybe he can teach me to make jumbo or gumbo or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Jason, my man.
I like him a lot.
What
team does he pull for?
That's an LSU man. He ain't rubbing it in too bad. He's enjoying the victory, but at the same time, he's trying to keep it classy and keep it good. But I can understand either way it go with it. It's football. Fans gonna do what fans gonna do.
That's what they call class over there in Louisiana.
What?
Good a lot for words, Jerome. You done talked too much tonight.
Well, you know what, man? I'm good with it. Hey, I'm talking football, man. I don't really care. Like I said, I got a late start tonight. Didn't know how to get it set up, but hey, she'll teach me how to do it eventually. I'll be all right next show. It'll be a little earlier next time.
I got the perfect analogy from where you is right now. It's like you on a blind date and you reach down there and you feel something that don't feel right. You done realize you got a date with a feller. I know how you feel, Jerome.
Wow, look, you got me. I don't feel that way. I promise you. Hey, you threw me for a loop down, Sling Blade.
I can do that to most folks, Jerome. My friend Johnny from Coleman taught me that.
John is a nut. He's probably taking it hard, right?
Do he ever call the show?
No, he hadn't called yet, but he possibly will. I'm guessing he's taking the loss hard, right?
I don't know Johnny that well. He taught me how to do what I just did, but I don't know anything else about him. He lives a few blocks away, and I don't have a car.
Well, wow. Well, I'm sorry you don't know him, Sling Blade, but hey, what you think about your team, man? You say you're an Alabama fan. What you think about your team right now? You jumping off the ship?
Oh, no, Jerome. I've been watching them fellers play for a long time, going back to Bear Bryant and Ozzie Newsome.
So you good with right now? You understand the ups and downs we're dealing with? Is what you're telling me?
It goes back to what the warden told me years ago. You can't win them all, boy.
Wow. Well, you know what? I said that earlier, man. You can't win them all. You're gonna lose sometime, and it's okay to lose sometime. We just gotta lose and move on.
You're right about that. But I did want to comment and say that I love your show. I don't always get to listen to it, but I know that some of my folks call and tell me how it's going. There's a few folks that listen to it and they tell me what you say, and I know y'all still doing that guessing game, trying to figure out who I is.
They definitely trying to figure out who you is, man. They want to know, and I'm not gonna tell them. I'm gonna just let the game go on and go on, my man. But you definitely got them fooled. You had me fooled the very first time, but it didn't take me long to figure out who it was. So I'm just going, hey, I'm gonna ride with you.
I appreciate that. And I guess in closing, I just want to say, roll tide.
Roll tide, Sling Blade.
All
right, my man. Well, what, Sling Blade, I tell you, that's a character. I see him on Twitter all the time, going back and forth with a lot of people. He put his quotes and his knowledge out there, and people like it. I like his little memos, emojis, however you want to call it. Hey, keep it coming, Sling Blade. But Alabama played Mississippi State this weekend, and I tell you, I'm not worried about Mississippi State. I know we got to play them, and people are not really up for the hype, and people really don't even care about the hype. Most people worried about what time the playoff polls come out tomorrow night, 8:00. Most people just worried about 8:00 tomorrow night. The playoff polls coming out. They want to see where Alabama falls in the playoff rankings, and I think it's going to keep pace with the AP and the coaches and all those polls. I think they'll come in at number 4. If they come in at number 4, Alabama's in your doggone playoff. If they come in anywhere below probably 6 or 7, they'll need a lot of luck and a lot of help. So it's all about where they place at tomorrow. If they place 4 or 5, they in good shape. I wouldn't worry about it. Just keep playing football, and they're gonna be good. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Bulldog?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
Man, I'm all right. How's everything over there in Alabama today? You doing better today?
Oh, yeah, man. I was doing better probably about 5 minutes after the clock, said 0. I just had to take a little blood pressure medicine, man, and go outside and ask myself, did it really happen? And come on back in and watch some cartoons, because I sure didn't want to watch no more football. So, but I was good with it, man, probably about 20 minutes after the loss. I just knew I had to deal with all the Twitter emotion, the reaction, and sports talk. I actually haven't listened to any sports talk today. I don't even want to hear it. I already know what they're going to say.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been in a good mood today. But I've been thinking about, I need to send you a LSU flag for that wall behind you back there, man.
Well,
it looks kind of fair.
Well, you know what, man? I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put back there. But I tell you, you send me an LSU flag, I'm probably going to put it on the floor so I can step on it, here or there, But, I ain't going to take enough of that, man. I can't do nothing but respect it, because I tell you, like I told you the other day, man, I told you Alabama still going to be in the top 4. I told you that, right?
Yeah, I know you told me that.
Okay.
I know you told me.
And see, listen to me. You watch how your coaches pose and all your polls all fell in place. Alabama number 4. Alabama come in number 4 in the playoffs tomorrow. You'll get your rematch.
Oh, we don't need no rematch. We good.
No, well, you don't need one, but you're gonna get one if Alabama come in 4 or 5 in those polls tomorrow night.
So what is I see in here about you gonna let a lawyer call up in here, Fred from Plano?
Well, you know what? I've been expecting Fred. Like I knew you was gonna call. I knew Fred was gonna call. He just brought it, man. Kind of spoke the truth. He didn't say anything.
Okay.
He didn't say anything out of the ordinary. He asked about his team and talked a little football, man. And hey, it is what it is. Like I said, y'all.
Look, things are working out for me right now with Pete Golden going over there. But I saw Rich brought up something pretty interesting I never really thought about.
What's that?
Boy, how tough would it be if Saban and Will Muschamp got back together?
Muschamp ain't going nowhere.
Defense back in the day.
Muschamp ain't going nowhere.
You don't think he's gonna lose his job?
No, man. What they gonna fire him for? Cause he lost to App State?
Yeah.
No, man. Who? Okay, I know everybody play. I know everybody play to get the name in the coach's game. Who they gonna bring in? But I'm gonna tell you something. South Carolina can keep playing the doggone mediocre coaching hires, man, and keep being a mediocre program, man, and keep wanting to be a mid-tier football team, or they can just go ahead and hire a coach. I know, only way you're going to win a championship, man, you got to spend the money. You know what I mean? And You got to go after them coaches that say, that they're not going to come to South Carolina. They wouldn't come. Yes, they will. You put that money in front of them, and sometimes it's just all about the right coach, and I don't see why nobody hadn't really went after Hugh Freeze and Lane Kiffin. I just think those two coaches, man, back in the day, especially in Arkansas, that would be a fun matchup if one of those two guys got in Arkansas, man, because they would get the talent there.
Yeah, Richard got some opinions on that Lane deal. Why he might not be getting any looks, but that's.
Oh yeah, I know too.
You know what I'm talking about. But
yeah.
Look, that Lane Kiffin, I would have took him as our OC in a minute, man. He was good. He was good with y'all. He was hard to beat, man. Dude's crazy,
Well, look, I was saying, hey, I'm sorry, hey, I can't really see it. Somebody telling me, hey, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the hey to you. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Lane would be the ideal person, man, in the SEC, man. I think that's what you asked me, right?
Yeah. Look, if he ever came to the SEC, man, that would make me nervous. I'm gonna tell you.
Well, some people still.
Coordinator was.
Well, he's still getting judged by what he did at Tennessee and Alabama, with whatever the issue was that happened at Alabama, man. But you know what, man? We so quick in this country to be judging people, man. But you'll give one fashion of people a second chance, but you want to keep another fashion for whatever reason it is. You want to, limit their opportunities when it comes to it. But I think if Lane came back in the league, man, Hugh Freeze came back in the league, man, the same men and people making a judgment on why this man can't coach because he had a wreck with a woman on his motorcycle, man, please get out of here like they ain't never did that, man. Get out of here with that damn foolishness, man. But for the most part, man, let this guy come back in the SEC, man. I think Arkansas will be more competitive, which is good for the SEC West, man. And he's going to get his share of talent, man. If he did it at Ole Miss, man, he's going to do it at Arkansas.
Oh, no doubt about it, man.
I promise you that. And Lane would do it, too. I think Lane would be a very, very good coach. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
And I just go back to speaking of coaching, though, man, that's the biggest issue with, and I know a lot of Auburn people, man, is they sick of the up and down with the Govs, man. But and to Auburn either do one of the two things, man. Either make that OC coordinator move and let somebody come in like LSU did and create that, that identity once again on offense, man. They're gonna be Auburn. They just gonna be who they are,
it takes teamwork, all the way at the top. And I'm gonna tell you something. So what I have learned over here with LSU, this is what I think the difference is. Everybody thinks this guy Joe Brady is our offensive coordinator, but he's really a passing game coordinator.
Yeah.
And the offensive coordinator is an old guy that Ed Orgeron had to beg to take the job after he got rid of that Matt Canada guy. And then his name Ensminger, he didn't really want the job. And so I look for him to probably retire depending on what happens at the end of this year, and then Joe Brady might move up. But they signed him to a contract and gave him some more money, so he ought to be happy for another year or two. But, the problem I find is that everybody jumps on these no-name people so quick. Joe Brady's a good guy, and he's turned LSU around. But he ain't even finished the whole year yet. And, people would have jumped after him and offered him, $1 million to come over there. If it were me, I would wait and make sure that he panned out,
Well, you know what? I'm
a guy calling in, talking to you on.
We're just talking fun, man. We be just basing our opinions, man, and armchair, how you want to call it. We just basing our opinion. But I agree with you, man, on so much of that right there. But I'm going to add this right here to it, too. LSU most critical move, man, next year is going to be what kind of transfer quarterback they're going to go after to bring in, man, to kind of keep this offense rolling because what is it? The backup, what is Messenberg? What's the backup? Not Messenberg, but
Miles Brennan.
Yeah, Miles Brennan. I'm thinking about Miles Brennan. Miles Brennan is not, he's going to be like a type of Mac Jones type, Alabama. He's going to you're going to get a different offense that's more which you'll be able to doggone slow down a little bit better, because that quarterback ain't gonna tend to come in and do what Burrow did. You're not gonna probably go 2 years in a row. It ain't gonna happen, especially with that guy right there. So they're gonna have to make sure.
Goes down, we in trouble.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. But even next year, the program has to have somebody in play, man. See, that's what's going to be the big move next year when it comes to Alabama, Georgia, and LSU. The next move at quarterback play is one of those programs going to keep pace, or is one couple of them going to have a setback, and it's a strong possibility that a couple of them going to have setbacks, man. We just don't know which one's possibly going to be Georgia. I know Georgia one of them. Alabama, LSU got to make the right move, or the setback's going to happen too.
Well, Jerome, and I know y'all don't really care about that over there, but that's what was so important with that win against Alabama the other night.
I know.
We haven't had that in such a long time. That was a big win.
Yeah.
That helps our recruiting so much, and recruiting in free agents, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I think that win the other night helped us a little bit. And if they continue on, have a good season, I ain't saying to win the whole thing, but if they make it to the playoffs or something, I think that'll help our chances in the free agency world, so to speak.
Well, you got a better now when it goes to the transfer portal and the big time athletes out there that's playing on the level with Burrows, Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Hurts. Now, when those guys is in the transfer portal and on the recruiting world, LSU able to sell to them now that, hey, we got enough talent around you. If you come in and compete, you can possibly win a championship either this year or down the road. They got an argument to make now. But like I said, teams like Auburn and Georgia now, I don't know if Carson Beck for Auburn, Bo Dick should be a lot better next year, but Auburn going to lose a lot next year. But, that's the key right now with LSU, Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama is quarterback play, which has them on a different level than the rest of college football right now. And, and we speaking of, like I said, the offensive coordinators and stuff with LSU, that quarterback play, I know they own it because they coaching, they thinking ahead of the game, but man, a key miss next year in that quarterback play, that's a disaster.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna need somebody to come in and take over, because, like I said, Miles Brennan ain't the guy.
He's not the guy. But
let me let somebody else get on, man. You have a good night.
Okay, but let me say this right here before I go. But they got the opportunity now with the way this offense playing, man, to go sell to some big time 4-stars and 5-star guys that they can possibly come in and immediately get playing time, and just grow with the team. And hey, that's the best thing, though.
Absolutely.
Okay, my man. Appreciate you calling. Appreciate you,
my friend. Take care of yourself.
All right, Jason. Have a good night, my man. But hey, LSU, they here to stay, they're not going anywhere. And, and we just got Alabama Nation. Hey, deal with it. Like I said, it's going to be a norm for the next few years. You're not going to cakewalk through the SEC no more. We don't care about what people say about the schedule. Hey, man, it is what it is when it comes to the schedule. They hype that schedule up every time we get one, even when it's doggone strong. They tell us quicker we whoop them. They weren't good anyway, so we can't win for losing when it comes to the schedule anyway. So I don't even worry about it. I just let them have their fun. They talk, and this football game heard me get here. Let's play some football. I don't care what you say. You talking foolishness anyway when it comes to Alabama. Half of them don't even know what they're damn talking about. They're just making millions of damn dollars saying and don't have a damn clue. I can sit here and barely can damn get by and probably have more knowledge of what they talking about when it comes to football. But, Alabama just got to stay focused, and like I say, be a LSU fan for the doggone next couple of doggone games. You don't have no choice, LSU, they need to win that SEC, and I can say I don't think, I know, I'm not gonna say no, and they can do it to be hateful, but I just think the committee like Alabama, they've shown that over the years. This will be what, fifth, 6th year in a row Alabama made the playoffs. If they make it or when they make it. But I think the committee likes Alabama. Like I said, I think Alabama gonna come in at 4 or 5 tomorrow in the rankings. I know everybody anticipating it, and you got everybody taking shots, talking about Alabama's not gonna make the playoff. Man, we done heard that so many years in a row. I'm immune to that, you know. Alabama gonna make it. We done showed y'all every time y'all tell us we not gonna do it, we do it. And you know, who else you gonna put in there to keep Alabama out? Oregon, you know. You're not gonna tell me Oregon gonna match up. Minnesota. Now Minnesota could be kind of it all the see how they play against Ohio State here down the road if they, if they end up being in that represent that west or whatever side of the field they on when it comes to Penn State and Ohio State, the Big Ten. But I just think Minnesota might be a team, man. They possibly can't win a national championship, but you never know with the mojo and the one or two athletes here, a few mistakes there, and guys just ready to play some football. You just never know, I don't want to. I don't want to believe that they don't done enough to get into the playoffs, but they may just show that hey, the committee may just show hey, we will make a bold decision and do something like that. You can look out for that tomorrow. That might happen. They may jump them up higher than what the polls have them. Just because they beat Penn State. They seen the committee and the rankings seem to favor a lot of the Big Ten teams when it comes to rankings. I don't know why, but you beat a Penn State, you beat a Wisconsin, and whatever it may be, they just shoot you, slap up the polls when it comes to that league. And until somebody tell me they can beat Ohio State, I don't care how good you're looking during the season. If you can't beat Ohio State, you ain't gonna win no national championship. And I know you ain't gonna win while not beating them anyway, but you don't have to get through Ohio State just for me to believe that you're a player. You get through Ohio State, then you're in the playoffs. It's gonna pan out. You better he gonna be able to really write his ticket up there. He get him in the doggone playoffs. Conversation. I think they were saying one of them got some money, a coordinator on him, but he really gonna get a doggone raise if he get them guys in that playoff contention because they're gonna want to keep him then, and he can sell to a lot of recruits. Hey, come to Minnesota, but until that happen, hey, Minnesota, hey, kudos to you because they playing good football right now. I tell you, I think Penn State was a little bit overhyped. Penn State seemed to get that push whenever they doing good. It ain't got nothing to do with Franklin. It's just the name itself, Penn State. Penn State, Notre Dame, Texas, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Alabama, them teams and programs, they carry weight. They win, get on the winning streak. They gonna place them at the top. Your other teams that fighting for a plate at the table, they tend to have to kind of fight a lot harder, a lot longer. I got to pretty much beg for recognition. To say, hey, I'm here, I can play football. The committee and the rest of college football tend to not even want to listen to them. Until you knock out somebody that's worth knocking out, they tend to not want to hear what you got to say. But and until, like I said earlier, and I say it all the time, man, until you show me that you're a heavyweight in college football, you can get in the mix consistently with Bama, LSU, Oklahoma, Georgia, all those teams right there. It's about 5 or 6 of them. They kind of playing on another level right now. I just think the Big Ten has one team right now, Ohio State, that's able to do that, and ACC with Clemson. And, I wish they'll stop with the Notre Dame stuff. I want, man, please, Notre Dame. You can kind of nip that in the bud. Notre Dame, and I hate to say it, and that coach is not going to get it done. And until they change a few ways they do recruit, my man, and get that certain type of athlete out there and talent, that man, they're not going to win no championships. Them days over with for Notre Dame. I tell you, they're going to have to make some serious decisions in the athletic department and with the recruiting and the academics and stuff to be a player in this game, man. If they don't want to do that, then oh well. It's over with for them, It's over with for them anyway, just be honest with you, It ain't gonna happen at Notre Dame no more. If it happened at Notre Dame, you can rest assured college football is down everywhere, slap across the board. I mean, slap across the board. All top 10 teams are garbage. If Notre Dame win that championship, that's just bottom line. But they're not going to be. Notre Dame is just an overrated program. It's a lot like USC now. I mean, USC gets a lot of the hype about this and that, but USC has been irrelevant in college football now for about 10, 12 years now. At least 9, I think. But they hate on programs like Alabama and the Clemsons and stuff, man. Those programs, man, Alabama them, shit, they've earned it. You can't hate on them guys, man. You got to give them kudos. You got to give them, credit for going out there recruiting. Whatever happens on the recruiting trail. I hear the stories and stuff, but for the most part, those guys build those programs, man, and they get people up and going, and they get people there, and they keep the recruit stockpiled, and they got the right facilities, and they take care of them, and the families and stuff love their graduation, and they're competing for championships, they're making money, they get into the NFL, and and it's all got to do with Coach Saban, but I tell you, uh, Alabama fans, like I said, they should just sit back and just relax. Um, they're not going. We're not going anywhere. We lost the football game, and things happen. And just sit back and enjoy the season and get your quarterback healthy. And you gotta take the good with the bad. Shoot, if you'd have won the doggone football game, Jesus Christ, y'all will be talking so much trash, man. Twitter be lit up right about now. But we lost the football game, man, and we about to doggone have a history fit. We talking about firing the coach and all the above, man. I'm not even worried about it, man. I'm enjoying it. We got whooped. Hey, I got to deal with the talking, but I'd rather do it with y'all live, talking trash with y'all, And like I said, I probably be so in tune to talking most time. I don't probably forgot to give you the number 1,000 times. 205-508-0762. But for the most part, I enjoy talking to y'all tonight, man. I don't have to do all this texting and reading and responding on Twitter. I tell you, man, it gets wild. Sometimes I can't even keep up. But I tell you, enjoy, let the LSU Nation do their thing. Hey, they won. We respect that. Let them do their thing and poke the fun, you're gonna get the reaction from the haters. You getting reaction from the Auburn Nation poking, and Georgia Nation, and what they poking for? They haven't even done anything to be poking. They just glad to see Alabama lost the football game. They team them beat us. Bama hater, I can't forget him. Miami fan, and all he talk about is Alabama. He should even come he should stay hidden 24/7. But he loved to rear his head. He finally just came back on board. He had them disappeared all summer because Miami hot garbage. He ain't want to respond or nothing. But since Alabama lost, he got jokes. But hey, it is what it is. I enjoy it anyway. Bring it on. 24/7. Hey, what can I say? But hey, like I said, hey, it's Monday. I guess I figure out how to watch some sports talk tomorrow. Like I said, I ain't want to hear none today. I absolutely haven't watched no sports talk today, man. I saw a little bit on Twitter with the dynasty over, and they talking about firing the coach. I read little bits and pieces, but for the most part, I can care less about all that. I like football. We lost. We'll be all right. Get it fixed. Get the team back up there. Get them going. Get them healthy. You got another opportunity down the road. You don't get no opportunity. Well, I panic then. Right now, I ain't finna panic. I ain't got no reason to panic. There's enough people panicking out here. So, like I say, I don't have no reason to panic. I just let them panic, and I enjoy the doggone trash talking and watching everybody melt down. Like I said, it ain't that serious to me. I talk trash and go there and go far as you want to go with it, but I'm not finna really jump out the damn cliff over no damn defense not perform. No, we lost the football game. Shoot, I ain't making no damn money. I ain't making no money with it. But hey, I enjoyed y'all tonight. Like I said, I came in late. I got to figure out how to set this thing up. It took her a while to get in here after I doggone tried to go live and couldn't go live. She had to figure out where everything was at. So I completely messed up a good setup. So, but anyway, like I said, it won't be 8 o'clock every night. It'll be 7 o'clock. I just got a late start tonight because me and the young boy, was here watching Tarzan and probably everything else he had me watching tonight before the show got going on. I enjoyed that. But, Alabama Nation, we can go back and forth on Twitter all y'all want to. And, like I said, we got to take the good with the bad. It is what it is with Alabama football. Like I said, we got good games remaining. One Auburn, if y'all want to call it that way, and Rich, I know you my man. You worried about Auburn. You lost your damn mind. They're gonna tell you that, Rich. And panicking about Auburn, man. We good. Y'all sit back and relax and enjoy the doggone rest of the season, and and just give Pete a little credit. He's not playing with a full deck. And people want to fire him, and okay, hey, I'm not going to try to argue with Alabama Nation. Y'all fire him and do what y'all do. It's a part of, that's why we got opinions, That's why we make crazy decisions. But we Alabama Nation. We ain't going to satisfy each other. It is what it is. We're going to be back and forth because we all on different levels and opinions and whatever it may be. But, Alabama will be all right, I'm not saying I'm not even worried about it. I don't forget about the laws. I might try, like I said, try to watch a little sports tomorrow. No, I'm not, but might try to watch a little sports tomorrow. I just knew I had to go and come on and get it out the way. Talk football tonight, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every night. Like I said, it ain't that serious to me. I'd rather do this than sit back and go, back and forth with you on Twitter. I'd rather talk to you about a little football live. And, we'll get it a little bit better set up, and, we'll try to get everything lined up a little better, a little bit more professional. Kelly Joe, I got your song. I got to get all that put together, man. I appreciate you doing that for me. And listen, I'm going to tell y'all again, I got a late start. Alabama, y'all don't panic. We're going to be all right. And roll tide, people, and y'all enjoy the night. And I'm going to be on live again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'll be definitely at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So, we'll get ready to talk about a little Mississippi State unless y'all want to still cry about the LSU law, which I know it is, and where it went wrong and how it went wrong. It just went wrong. That's all. It went wrong. My pressure's still up, but shoot, what can I do? I'm not going to kill myself. But for the most part, hey, we're going to be all right. Y'all take a deep breath, and I'll holler at y'all tomorrow night on Twitter after a while, and we'll continue talking foolishness about this law with LSU. Roll Tide, people.